Good morning, Scorpio friends. Thank you for joining me. Special at the beach edition. Tarot My Love. And we're going to do your single spread for the month of May 2021. Call this the Four Pillars. It's for super singles, totally singles. We also have the heart spread reading. That's one. That's if you have someone on your mind. And did that today too. And this is going to try to identify your soulmate. I think it's a little different singles read. We're going to look at the emotional, the intellectual, sexual, and love nature, and the core values and lifestyle, four pillars. And bear with me, it reads a little different. So if you see the Tower, Three of Swords pop up, doesn't necessarily mean what it normally does. Chariot here, it's going to be their emotional nature. And the Five of Cups, intellectual, the world, very nice. And the Sun, holy shit. Remember Pulp Fiction? Check out the brain on Brad. Yeah, so I try to, like, when I do this, I want to be able to identify, like, okay, you clear the runway, and we're asking your person to land now because you've been busy with your other things and other people, but now you're ready, and we bring them down and get to know them, and this person's going to be easy because fuck all are they smart. And I mean, genius. They're going to be Mensa. They're going to tell you, maybe that you don't ask them. I mean, they're probably going to tell you, like, I'm in Mensa. I have an IQ of 153. Um, there's just no way with the world and the sun. Yeah, and they have a big mind. I mean, this is not somebody like Sheldon. They're like Sheldon, but not like Asperger's times 9 on the scale. Um, wow. It's hard to say what they might talk about. I mean, they literally probably know things I don't know anything about. They probably know how electricity works. Yeah, people explain that to me all my life, and I'm like, please stop. I'm like some primitive savage in the woods. You can just tell me it's magic, and that's basically my understanding of it. But they damn well are going to understand all of that. Wow. I've just never quite seen anything like this. Now, the emotional aspects with the Chariot and the Five of Cups, they have a lot of pain. This is in the bottom position, but boy, it's next to the Sun. They are not going to show it. It's as if this is Five of Cups emotionally. This is that dark shadow self, and the sun is just shining all over it. Like you can't see any shadows because it's just so bright, the sunlight. Like it's at noon and it's just bearing down, blazing sun, and there's no shadow to be found on Earth. But I don't think this is huge. This is not like them keeping demons down or anything like that. There's just some little pain. They'll tell you about it. They probably carry with them. They'd look in their astrology chart to the Charon asteroid and aspects to that and everything, placement of that. But with the Chariot as the overall energy too, um, they may skip over. Remember, this is your person. There's nothing toxic here. But when you have a mind like this, oh, I'm thinking of Bones. Anybody watch that show Bones? What's the chick there? She's such a genius, right? But she has that kind of emotionally, it's kind of hard to integrate that when you have this giant intellect. I guess it's like when you're that smart, it's like why not like rely on that? I mean, you got it. It's like having going into a fight and you just happen to have an automatic weapon on you. You might as well use it. That's why use the knife? Yeah, you got a knife, but what the hell? You're probably going to use that automatic weapon every time. So that Chariot here too. It's this kind of movement away from feelings. They may have gone through like a process over time of healing some childhood wound, kind of moving away from it. Again, I mean, kind of using the mind, because it's with the Chariot, it's like they really put the feelings in perspective. Like they feel something and they can go, they're so smart, maybe. It just, there's an emotional awareness, emotional intelligence that's kind of intellectual. So also look for their moon to be like an aqua moon. Thinking, I mostly get an aqua moon. They're going to have a real detachment. Um, but they can put it into perspective. Like they can go, well, that's my inner child, and I have some mild abandonment issues that spring up when these circumstances happen, but that's okay. That's how I am. That's life, and I got a handle on it. And it's not the end of the world. It's just I just feel a little sad right now with this Five of Cups. So it's just someone that deals really well with their emotions. And with the Chariot, like at a high level, they're not dismissing their emotions. They're literally like, it's like what parents should do for children. Parents should, when the child is angry and banging the tray top and whatever, say, oh, honey, you're angry because you really want your peas and I don't have them for you yet. That's all you gotta say, just so they know that, hey, this is anger and it's okay. You say it in a neutral tone. You don't say, oh, look at you and your angry little face, you little bitch. Why don't you shut the fuck up while mommy makes some petty peas? No, so they're kind of like the first way. They're just with themselves in their own mind. They're just kind of like, yeah, I know you're feeling a little down. That's okay. You know what that's about. It's not a big deal. You got this. So wow, very stable. I tell you stories. They're not going to tell you stories about doing stupid shit and getting in Jerry Springer nonsense relationships. You won't hear that. You're probably going to hear a lot about something, whatever they're interested in. And I can't. I'm having a hard time imagining this person. Um, they might not be over the top with this. It might be a little bit reserved. Part of this Chariot Five of Cups with the emotions is they're very good at sort of holding back their emotions. Like they could maybe even like be in a situation where they're doing work, they're doing their mental work. They could be a writer, a scholar, a professor, so they really need to concentrate. And they could literally say, you know what, I'm going to deal with that. I'm going to put that feeling over here in a little box, but I'm going to come back to that when my work is done and I have a minute to relax and explore that feeling. I'm a masterful. I only wish. I mean, this is like me if I had a couple more lives and finally got my shit together. Damn, I want your person, Scorpio. I'd like to talk to him. So let's look at their sexual tower, a freak, and moon. Okay, freak a little bit. All right, let's see. This is their Five of Pentacles. This is their lifestyle core values, and the Knight of Cups. So the Five of Cups, Five Pentacles. I think like partly their childhood, they might have been kind of impoverished. This person probably got a scholarship. They're going to tell you about getting a scholarship. I bet you there was institutions and universities, and they may speak more than one language, that literally competed to get them. Maybe in other words, they may have had more than one offer for a scholarship to an Ivy League university or college. I mean, um, type of thing. With the Five of Pentacles here, they've known poverty. With the Five of Pentacles over the Knight of Cups, in terms of core values and stuff, um, it's always connected, but they have that same kind of energy over here where they can balance things. They can put things in perspective, and they don't let any kind of lack. They don't let their past, the fact that they were poor, they don't let it bother them, and they're not bitter. Like no matter what's happened to them in the past, and they may have had some tough relationships. They may have been married and divorced. But with the Knight of Cups here, they haven't let them make them bitter. They hasn't made them cynical. And that's another thing about this person. Many times when you're this intelligent, you kind of can be cynical because you just see everything, man. and the world's kind of fucked up, honestly, at so many levels. If you just pick and choose, I mean, yeah, you can say it's a beautiful world out here right now. This is not fucked up. This is fantastic. But if you know as much as this person does, you're going to know about all of the problems in the world. So the fact that they can, if this sun here, I mean, just indomitable. They have an indomitable disposition. You know, you can't get them down. Um, but they may be a little tight, like a bit of a tight wad in terms of lifestyle. They're not going to want to spend money unnecessarily. Um, they're emotionally really available with the Knight of Cups, and they may do something that has to do with emotions. They could be a psychiatrist or psychologist, you know, or a therapist, or a writer that writes about these things. Um, but again, like the Five of Cups is the lack mentality. I think they grew up with lack in their lives. You know, maybe emotionally with lack, physically with lack, but they didn't let it get to them. They overcame it with the Chariot, and again, their mind didn't. It really helped them a lot here. Um, in they're very I would say in terms of relationship, they're going to be just not what you'd think of as a real smart person. They're not in any way remote, um, and that's showing here too with the Tower and the Moon. Um, Tower and the Moon. I might clarify. I seldom clarify this read. Ace of Pentacles. And sometimes I do it with 9 cards anyway when I have room. If I can do this as a personal reading, it's going to be the 9 card read. Um, wow. They may have some issues around sex, man or woman, like difficulty coming. A lot of times when you have problems in the past, you know, it sticks in the body. You know, it's the hardest thing to get rid of. I think particularly when any trauma happens before the age of 7, it's damn near impossible to get it out. It's almost like cellular then, hardwired into the brain. Um, but I got to say, with this though, they're probably well endowed. Male or female, take that for what it's worth. Um, they have a good body, um, strong body, probably a sexy body, however you think of as sexy. Um, it's that with the Tower and the Moon, it's almost like I feel like they have trouble coming. Like they kind of almost can come, but then they don't. And with the Moon, like they really don't know why that is. You know, so they might have some real vulnerability there, like in the bedroom. And in this case, I think there's spice could help. Is you just want to be delicate around it. This might be the one thing they don't really want to talk about. It just comes to me. I mean, this person talk about anything. They certainly carry a conversation. I mean, you can probably bring up just about any goddamn subject you can think of, and they're probably going to have something intelligent to say about it. Oh yeah, I read an article about that. Oh yeah, I read a couple books on that. Oh yeah, I went there and visited. Oh yeah. Um, but this might be the area where they're kind of not wanting to talk about it. Um, just kind of tender. I think they need, when you get alone, they need a little time just to kind of cuddle and kiss and um, feel secure. I think it's going to be a lot easier for them with you because you're their soulmate. They may have had a really hard time with sex in the past, and they don't strike me. They might be celibate when you meet them. They might say, "Hey, I've been celibate for a while, guys," and you know, give me. They might say to you, "Be gentle." You know, it's been a while, like that. Um, I don't think they have a lot of experience in sex either. You know, they may know all about it, you know, but I don't think they have a lot of experience with sex. They may have had only one relationship and it ended, or two, and it ended. And I bet you they don't really know why it ended, and they may have a little suspicions that it's something about sex. Like, if you really, it's a really hard thing to talk about. I feel this. It's like they kind of deep down feel like there's something wrong with me around sex or something. I don't. They don't really know. It's where maybe you can come in and help them and talk about this, because I mean anything wrong with them in terms of being wrong. I mean, it's hard to say something's wrong in terms of sex, just kind of wherever you're at, right? But they feel that way. They feel like there's something just not right. Maybe they feel like I'm not good at sex, and I don't even know what it means to be good at sex. And maybe with other partners, because they don't open with that part of themselves. And so, whereas maybe with a partner, if they'd opened up and said, "Wow, I'm feeling really uncomfortable right now. Can we kind of stop or slow down, or can you just hold me a minute?" And I don't know, something like that. But I think you'll be the one to um, make that as easy as possible for them. And I see them like they want sex, but they have this kind of little hang up. That's what the Ace of Pentacles is clarifying. Yeah, they want it. They really want it. They're very sexual. And it may cause some kind of dysfunction too, because they're kind of hung up about it, guys. But remember, this is your person. No one's perfect. I didn't say we're going to get the perfect soulmate. We're going to get the soulmate, the one that you need, the one that the universe wants you to have for your greatest good, and it'll be for their greatest good. That's how it works. But Scorpios, let me know if you relate to this. I really appreciate any comments. And if you give me a like, it's easy. It's good karma. It helps me. Share is rare, but it's the greatest compliment. And I appreciate everyone subscribing. Really do. Thank you, guys. Love you guys, and I hope you enjoyed the beach too. Um, just a beautiful day. Have a good day, guys. See you in the quickies.